Well, for me, unless they invite us through the director of audit, but we never discuss an audit report from national audit. Only the finance committee review the report and come up with a recommendation.
Are you a member of the finance committee?
No, I'm not a member.
So let's talk about what you know. So at council level, have you discussed any audit report from national audit?
Well, unless I see it, I see the evidence so that I can remember. But for now, I cannot remember.
No, my question is from 2018, you have served as a councillor, and you attend council meetings?
Yes.
Have you, these reports are every year. Every year, for instance. Would you discuss some of these findings at the meeting, general council meeting?
Yeah, unless it's related to my committee. Maybe employments, so mayor will minute it to my committee through clerk, then we will review it and see and come up with our recommendations.
Okay, so I don't know whether, go ahead, please proceed.
But I never remember that general council review the entire report from the National Audit Office.
Okay, not the entire report, the findings, the main findings. If it means that the entire report, that's fine, but the main findings, you could not remember the General Council discussing audit findings at the National Audit Office?
No, maybe I forget, but unless if I see the paper or the document so that,
Would it be something you will have interest in as a councillor?
Yeah, of course.
Have you requested for any?
Yeah, at times, we, to be honest, at times we even force the management to review the audit.
You?
Yes, every time.
What I mean is, you, Habib, yes. Ceesay, have you caused the council or probably raised it in council meetings that some of the findings you need to have access to the national audit reports?
Yes, I make that all the time.
Not the internal audit, national audit.
National audit, internal audit.
Good. And if you do that, has there any action been taken?
Okay. Yeah, every time at General Council, maybe if the commission go over to our council's minutes, they will always see my contribution as far as transparency and accountability is concerned. Because in council we have departments that are responsible for example, we have Directorate of Compliance, Directorate of Audit, and we have police. I think, if these people work diligently, there are a lot of things, the lapses and lack of processes, all those things will be tackled.
Have they been working diligently?
Yeah, for me, I'm a policy maker.
Have they been working diligently is the question. You raised the issue of diligence.
Yeah, what I want to say is, at times for us as a committee, we always raise flag for administration to correct this thing. If you go over to our minutes establishment, yes, you will see a lot of things there, and even General Council.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you had said that if these departments, you have raised the issue, some councils will raise the issue, that is your evidence. But you had said if these departments were working diligently. Now I'm asking you whether they had been working diligently.
These are just verbal, and at times the General Council, we tell the Director of Compliance to make sure that he gives quarterly report to General Council so that we will know exactly what is going on and what is their findings. But at times, yes, but at times, come on. At times we even we summon the director to our committee meetings now, to tell them that we want to see reports, we want to see things, so that it will be easy. If you have any challenges, we see how best council will give you. If it's political, we'll give you political will to make sure that those things are solved.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Are these departments, in your observation, knowing all this, making demands that you get access to these reports, and you haven't had access to all of these reports? Now I'm asking you, have these departments been working diligently? I'm using your words. The answer is yes, they have. No, they have not.
Yeah, council, before we came 2018, There is no documentation at council.
Let's leave before 2018.
No, but if we leave before 2018,
Let me help
you will not know exactly what we found.
Let me
So
help
I'm
you.
telling you the
Sorry,
lapses.
Mr. Ceesay, you are not to tell us what questions to answer. Answer the question. When you are done, you will be allowed to explain what you find. You know why it is important? Because you are a politician and you can give your overview, and that will be helpful. So for now, you are requested to answer questions, and that is what you will do exactly. And then when the time comes for us to give you opportunity to state situations, we will give you that opportunity. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very
Answer
much,
the
Chair.
question.
Now, thank you, Chair. Now, I repeat my question. When you served as councillor, were these departments working diligently?
Of course, yes.
If they had been working diligently, would you not have received these reports?
You know, in Gambia, every department, they have lapses. And I believe no one can deny that. They have their ups and downs. They have their failures. They also have their success.
Knowing what is in an audit report is fundamental and crucial in the execution of your duties as council. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think, you know, I need to know exactly what is the audit finding so that I want you to help me to tell me the findings of the audit so that I will answer you direct answer.
Do you agree that knowing what is in an audit report is very fundamental and crucial in helping council, which you are a member of, in the deliberation?
Very vital. It's very, very important.
Good. Now, I refer you to the year ended 31st December 2020 report. There's a copy. We'll ask it to be given. You turn to page 127. It's an issue concerning you, Habib Ceesay. But before that, Honorable Registrar, have you, before you show the witness, have you benefited financially from council since 2018?
Yes.
What kind of financial benefit?
Sometimes, I cannot remember the year exact, maybe 2021.
Yes.
There was a time I was called by council, I cannot remember who called me exactly, that we supposed to attend a training at Abuya.
Yes.
So when I went there that night, then me and the deputy mayor and the former deputy mayor and the then deputy mayor, we go together.
Yes.
And the driver.
Yes.
So when I went there, then the following day, you know, I fell down, so I almost see myself at the Kanifing General Hospital. So then later council pay because I did CT scanning for 12,000. So council pay the CT scanning.
CT scanning?
Yes.
For $12,000?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
What else? Any other?
Yeah, unless I see another thing, I cannot remember. But
you cannot remember any other?
Yeah, unless I see it.
So the report says, and we will show you on page 127, that there was the findings. We noted that the council did not have a medical policy outlining the conditions and requirements for treatment of staff. However, the council did make medical refunds and payments for local and overseas treatments. These payments and claims were for senior staff of the council only. Now, you have the names of the individuals that had benefited from these monies, and your name on the 3rd of November 2020 was a voucher PV 20-1643. It says cash impressed for medical bills for the councillor of New Joshua Ibo Town Ward, Habib Ceesay, $15,000. Do you recall this?
Yeah, I can recall British support.
That you were given an impress?
Yeah, like I said, this time I was sick, and all these medical bills were paid by council, if I can remember.
This is 2020. This is different from your 2021 medical bill.
That November 2020?
Yes.
Yes. Is cash impress of medical bills for councillor of New Joshua Ibo Town.
Yes.
Yes. It's a medical bill, like I said.
I know.
Yeah.
You were given an impress of how much?
Huh?
You were given an imprest of how much?
Well, this time, at this time I was sick, so I cannot remember. I cannot remember it, to be honest.
No, money
but I
was-
believe the request.
Go ahead, proceed.
Okay, all right. I believe all these things. Into the. I once went to. I think Afrimed, and later I do a lot of scanning at Carnifing General Hospitals and other private hospitals. So maybe at the time I was sick. So, but I believe all these things, there is a request for it.
No, we need the facts. We don't need maybe. We don't need perhaps. We need facts. If you can help us with facts, we will be grateful. I mean, if you don't have the facts, then we will hold it that you don't have facts.
Okay,
So
all right. Then I will. Let me write it down.
No, let me ask you questions,
Okay.
and then you can always have that information. It's documented. It's in the report. Number one, did you raise a request for impress?
Well, I cannot remember these things that much, but unless I make my findings.
Unless you make your findings.
Yes. But this report, I never see this report. And I think in auditing, you need to engage people. When national audit is created through Act of Parliament.
Yes.
Then I think if they make their auditing, they send it to council. Council also, I should have preview to check it. But this is my first time to say it.
Do you doubt the findings?
No, honestly, it's true because at that time I was sick. But what I'm saying, if audit is like an institution to correct, but to make sure the process are followed.
Yes.
So if national audit make a report,
yes,
I should be privy to read so that I also know exactly how do I spend the money. If the documentations are not in place, I make sure that all those are in place to correct things, I believe.
Yes.
I think that is the purpose of audit.
They have a management response.
Okay.
Management didn't deny the findings. You accept the findings. Correct? You accept these findings?
No, what I'm saying, I said I need to go and these 12,000 I can remember, but the 15,000 it can happen, but I cannot remember. But I know 12,000 I can fully remember that because at the time when I went to CT scanning, the council told me that because I called my sister to pay for it, but then council said don't worry, just make a request, then we see how best because this is a council mission. I can fully remember that. But the other affirmations and stuff, I cannot remember that. That's why I said, maybe, I check into it.
We will give you time.
Yes.
To check about this payment made to you.
But, okay, what did the management say?
We will give you time to go and do your findings, and you can come back. Okay. Of course, you will come back, and we will take you on, and you can give us evidence regarding the money you've received. Okay. The other issue is, have you ever been given impressed as well, aside from these findings?
Impressed? Well, unless if you show me anything, but I cannot remember.
You don't know whether you have been given impressed or not?
No, because all the travelings I make, they give me per diem, not impressed, as far as I know.
Not impressed?
Outside of the country.
Have you ever recalled retiring any impressed at any point in time? No? The answer is no?
Not to my knowledge now, unless I see the paper.
Good. So, like I said, Mr. Ceesay, when you come back, we will further on this.
Okay.
The other issue is
sorry.
Yes.
Did you note that to clarify?
Yes.
And also, please note the issue of the impress that he asked you whether you have retired the impresses that you have taken over the period. Councillor, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, you spoke about the development committee.
Yeah.
You have a development committee.
Of course, yes.
The members? What is the composition of the members?
Huh?
What is the composition?
The composition, New Jersey Igbo Town Ward have 8 sub-ward. 8 sub-ward.
The composition of the committee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I cannot know exactly, so unless I explain it to you, understand?
Okay.
Huh?
Go ahead.
So we have like Joshua Igbo Town.
Yes.
Joshua Sanchaba, Joshua Shanghai, Joshua Monobala, Joshua Sankosela. Ibo Town Badala, Ibo Town Sanchaba, Ibo Town Manubala, and Ibo Town Kusabia. Each sub-ward, there should be a representative male and a female.
Yes.
So that will make 16.
Yes.
Then we have a youth rep, female rep, then and both the alkali, because Ibo Town Jusong we have 2 alkali.
Yes.
Sorry, 2 alkalulu. Then from there, I nominate some elders, maybe elders committee or Christian rep and imam.
You have meetings?
Yeah, I believe we have a meeting.
You believe?
I know we have a meeting. That's I believe. It's my belief.
You have periodical meetings?
You have?
Periodical meetings.
Yes, the law says quarterly one. At least every quarter there should be a one meeting.
Now, how often? Who keep minutes of meetings?
Yeah, the secretary.
Yes. Who is the secretary?
Bakari Kanyi.
And who's the chairperson?
I'm the chairperson.
If you're asked to produce the file for your minutes of your meetings, will you be able to do that?
Yeah, I think yeah, maybe he might prove it, but I'm not keeping the records. And
you don't have records?
No.
Of minutes of meetings?
No, because he files it. Unless there was a time I supposed to travel to America, then I told him to provide to give me to photocopy the minutes of our meetings. Because at the time I was lobbying for one project. But then from there, I have a serious flood at my home, so even my document right now, some of them I lost them, so I need to go back to school to.
Do the minutes of the meetings exist?
Yes.
Okay.
I will ask Bakari then if he is having the original or the copies.
It's a request.
Yes.
So we will request that you produce minutes of meetings of the Ward Development Committee. You can write that down. What is the function of the Ward Development Committee?
Yeah, the Ward Development Committee, they are responsible to identify the problems of the...
for? What? To identify?
To identify problems.
Okay.
So if they identify the problems, then they will notice me as a councillor. Then from there, I will put it as an agenda item. Then we discuss it. Then from there, we see how best how best to solve it. But
go ahead.
But every committee member have a responsibility. Either you are a secretary, or a treasurer, or a youth rep, or maybe a member. You have your responsibility. And I believe the Local Government Act, their responsibilities is in the local government.
Are you
Act.
familiar with the Local Government Act, Toronto?
Yes. Maybe I might forget this section, but I can recall the responsibility.
Let me read for you. Yeah. Says a Ward Development Committee shall be responsible for coordinating and prioritizing all development planning at ward level, for preparing ward development plans for approval by the council. Do you have ward development plans that you prepare?
Yes, we have ward development plan.
Okay. Every year?
Yeah, every year.
You can
but I can remember there was a time that during the COVID, we did not have any engagement.
I mean, that's the time you should have more plans.
No, of course we have planned strategies, but to sit and plan, we did not do that year.
We are requesting for the ward development plans for every year since you were the council. Can you please write that down?
I will provide that.
Yes. It says, without limiting the generality of the provisions of subsection 1 of this section, the Ward Development Committee shall be responsible for A, reviewing village plans with a view to identifying shared priorities and concerns. B, identifying and prioritizing ward needs and formulating ward plans. Have you been identifying the ward needs?
Of course, yes.
And prioritizing them? You have this in documentation form?
Yes,
in a document?
In a documentation form.
You will need that?
Yes.
Prioritizing solutions and alternative to identifying problems?
Yes.
Now, who are your key partners, your stakeholders?
Key partners like?
You don't have stakeholders that you work with at the ward level?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, so we have a committee. Then the committee also, we have stakeholders. We work with some of the associations, like community-based associations.
Yes.
You know, yeah. And also, you know, the CAFOs, because when I came in, I want you to give me time so that I explain this point.
What point is that?
Yeah, the points of the, when I came as a councillor, the restructuring I made at the Ward Development Committee.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. I want you to give me time to explain it.
The restructuring?
Yes, because when I came as a councillor, there was no handing over, no nothing. So I have to start from the scratch as a councillor. Then I make a fundraising. And I think every commune, every CAFOs in New Josong Ibo Town, we tax them, we give them tickets. We have a grand show at New Josong Primary School.
Yes.
Then that is where we start. And the interesting thing is I'm not a signatory to the WDC's account. We have our secretary and the treasurer, which are the signatory of the account. Only to, if I need anything, I just have to tell them, then they provide it. Right. So we start and we do the restructuring. The then councillor, I think, you know, the clerk of council wrote to him to hand over certain things, but up to date they did not hand over. But come on, we have to move as a community to make sure that we set all these structures in place.
Yes.
And my ward development committee is one of the best ward development committee when you come to the KMC, because it was not political.
Mr.
Yes.
Ceesay, that is subjective.
Okay, all right, then thank you.
When something is best
okay,
or not is entirely subjective.
Okay.
I may want to agree with you.
Yeah,
I may want to disagree with you.
Okay.
But then again, your additional statement, that you made reference to a voucher, PV 180818, is in relation to an amount of $260,000 that were paid to various councillors for an exercise pursuant to a resolution. Do you recall this?
There's a council resolution.
Yes. Can you please explain to us about this particular payment and the resolution and the exercise therein? Yeah, you know, for us, we are elected officials. We are elected by the people, and every day, people do come to us to tell us their concern and the constraints they are having in the community. So you see, at times, you know, if you write a request to council, at times it is very difficult. And for us as a council, we always advocate for decentralization. I think, you know, you said decentralizations have to start with us. We have to establish an office for every ward, and also to give the office. We start with, I don't know, 80,000 or 100,000. That was the start. Then from there, you know, the committee, when a council give you that money to your account, then you bring your receipts. Then from there, if the first half they pay you, then the second half, if you retired, then they pay you. If you don't retire, they don't pay you. And I think, you know, this really helps us, because we do a lot of projects for this 100 to 200,000. So what is this exercise that you did in relation to this $260,000?
Which exercise?
There is this exercise, like I said to you, the voucher, number PV 180818, wherein you have councillors that were paid an amount of $260,000.
Oh, okay, all right. I can remember now.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I mentioned here earlier that when General Council, the collection is...
Ceesay, what is funny? You want to share with us what is funny and interesting?
No, I'm a happy man. I always laugh.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, you may proceed.
Yeah.
Yes. You may proceed with your evidence.
Yeah, like I said, before we go to break, I said, council, it's deemed fit if they see that, you know, there should be a committee. So when they establish, they want to do retreat or they want to do something to make sure that, you know, they maximize the revenue,
yes,
or to look at things that, you know, that are not in line, they set a committee.
Yes.
So through revenue committee, So that revenue committee, we did an exercise. I think that is 24 days or 25 days. So we make sure that council revenue was
Between? Come again, can you please repeat that?
I think the voucher you were talking about is 24 or 25 days.
Yes.
That exercise to go to markets, each team will go to market, go to the areas where taxes are not collected, together with the council officers, like I said here, compliance, audit, and also the police.
Yes.
To make sure that they pay their taxes, because tax is a mandatory.
Was that done?
Yeah, of course, yes.
You attended this exercise?
Yes.
For how many days?
I think 24 days or 25 days.
You, Mr. Ceesay, attended this exercise?
Yes, I attended it.
How many of you took part in this exercise?
I can remember I'm in a team with Councillor Lamin Jambe,
Yes.
Councillor Karamo Ceesay, Councillor Kemo Bojang. Yeah, but at the time we were new, so I cannot remember the administrators.
How many teams were there?
I think, well, I cannot say it exactly because it was a long time, but my team, I know that, these people, we are in the same team.
So you don't know how many teams?
No.
There is.
Maybe only if they look at general council minutes and stuff.
Resolution.
Yes.
Okay. So who was spearheading this exercise?
Yeah, normally the councillors are there to observe, to make sure that, people are paying tax, but they are not there to touch any money. Just 2 months ago we are doing similar exercise, but this time we said there will be no gratuity, or no cost to council. So normally we do that every year.
How much were you paid for this?
Yeah, if I can remember, I don't know. I forget, but I know that they pay us.
How many days did you visit the market?
Yeah, like I said, 24 days or 25 days.
Which market did you visit?
Yeah, we visited all Joshua because we were given Joshua constituency, and then from there, Joshua constituency, that is all Joshua, Carnifing, some parts of Pipeline, Ibo Town, and New Joshua.
How many markets did you visit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to know the number.
Yeah, so we visited all those markets to make sure that, and some areas, some businesses, whether they are paying, because we requested
Do you have a figure of how many markets you have visited?
No, because I was not taking the minutes. I was just I was not taking the minutes. I was just there to observe.
Were minutes taken by anyone with him?
Well, not up to my knowledge.
Was an attendance list taken?
Not to my knowledge.
So how many days did
No,
you...
attendance, yes, of course. There should be attendance.
I mean, for the small groups, I mean, if you have a group, you are trying to name your group, but you can't recall all, which makes sense, which is okay. But for each time you go with your group, do you take attendance? Know who is present, because if you do not attend, let's say on Tuesday, you can't be paid for Tuesday.
Yeah, what I know, I sign all the date.
Yes, but
Yes.
did you attend all the days?
Yes, I attend all the days.
No.
Because at that time we were very enthusiastic. We want to make sure that people pay tax.
Let's
and we
forget
do
about the
development.
enthusiasm. Let's forget about that. Let's
Yeah,
forget
I
about
cannot
the-
forget that because
Hear me out.
I'm remembering. I just want to take you through so that you understand.
Hear me out. The best thing to do is we work with evidence. Not about what I think. What I think is you have attended all the days.
Yes.
What I think is you have done your job. But what I think is irrelevant.
Okay.
What is relevant here is evidence. So when I ask you questions and you give me an answer, but without evidence, it goes to no issue. Because then you cannot prove it. And if you cannot prove it, it becomes immaterial. Do you understand it that way?
Yes.
Now, have you attended with your team all the days?
Yes.
Have you yourself attended all the days?
Yes.
Do you have your activity report for those days that you have attended in your team?
I am not responsible to take minutes, and I can't give you any report, but I know that I attended.
Is there a report?
Well, I don't know, not to my
So
knowledge.
how would anyone know that you have done the exercise for 24, 25 days?
Yeah, I signed it.
Anyone can sign and receive money. But whether the work had been done, it's a different ball game altogether. Do you agree with that?
No.
You don't agree with that?
Yes.
So you don't agree that someone can just say that I have attended to 25 days of workshop, and so without evidence?
No, no one can do that.
No one
I don't think no one can do that.
But it's a possibility.
Well, for me, I don't think anyone can do that.
Is it a possibility?
I don't think anyone can do that.
Is there a need to have report if you have conducted an exercise?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have anything you do. There should be a report.
So why did your team provide a report?
No, I'm not responsible. I am there to observe. My role there is to observe.
So, Mr. Ceesay, if I ask you whether you are responsible, the answer would be I am not responsible. If I ask you whether the team provided a report, the answer is yes. The team provided a report, no. The team or no, I do not know.
No, I cannot tell you exactly whether the team provided report or not. What I know I attended all the 25 days or 24 days.
So you do not know whether the team had a report?
No.
Do you know whether there was any report that was prepared by anyone?
Well, unless if the revenue committee chair came or the finance committee at the time, because I don't think at the time there was a revenue committee established. But for me, that was attending, so I cannot remember. You
cannot remember. So you don't know whether anyone prepared any report?
No, I cannot remember.
You know Karamo Ceesay?
Yeah, Councillor Karamo, yes.
The councillor?
Yes.
Did he prepare a report?
Yeah, that's why I told you, you asked the finance committee chair.
Again, you see, if I ask you questions, just answer them. Do you know whether Karamo Ceesay prepared any report? It's a direct question.
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. So Karamo Ceesay authored a report. It is also in the voucher, which I will show you, and we'll have it admitted. He authored a report outlining the number of days that the exercise allegedly took. You understand? And then it has from day 1 to day 24. And he signed this report. Were you given a report by Karamo?
Yeah, like I said, I signed, but I don't know whether they are taking minutes.
Did Karamo give you any report?
No, Karamo did not give me any report, but I signed.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you signed is for taking the money.
Yes.
Good. You didn't sign an attendance. You signed.
No.
When you took money.
I did not tell you. I did not sign.
Now let me show you the voucher.
Yeah, this is my signature.
That's your signature?
Yes.
May I please see it?
Yeah, all my signature.
Now, your statement of the 31st of July 2023, you were discussing the issue of the establishment committee. How were appointments made, and what was your role in the establishment committee?
Yeah, like I said, among my roles, we are responsible for recruiting.
Yes. Recruiting staff.
Recruiting appointments.
Yes.
We are also responsible for condition services, disciplinary matters, training and development, performance management, and so on.
Who's the chairperson?
I am the chairperson.
And how do you inform yourself regarding whether someone is qualified for the person to be given an appointment or an employment?
Yeah, I think the Local Government Act, the elected councillors have to be in the various committees. So my election qualified me, and I have the qualification to be the committee chair.
Okay, so if you listen to me, maybe you understand. I am not really attacking your qualification.
Okay.
That's not the question. Okay. So again, listen keenly, then you understand, then you answer.
All right.
If you don't understand, you say, I beg your pardon, I do not understand. It's better than answering what you have been asked.
Thank
you. But I am asking, is that if you have, what are the determining factors, the criteria that you will look at in granting or refusing an application for employment?
Yeah, for example, if you saw any gap.
If you see any gap, yes.
Gap, at times we don't act, all the time we don't act just like that. What we did, we supposed to receive a letter from the head of the department,
yes,
or head of the unit. At times, we do have this push and pull. At times, the head of units will write to us directly, but we normally tell them.
We write to you directly.
Yeah, director, exactly. Then the director will bring it to our committee, or the CEO will bring it to our committee. Then from there, we will discuss it, and if we discuss it, then we come up with a recommendation.
Yes.
And that recommendation, the committee have no right to do something without, we have to recommend to General Council. And General Council is the bigger body. If General Council decided anything, there's a law, there's a bylaw, like it is stipulated in the Local Government Act. We have that legislative power. Yeah, the Local Government Act gives us that legislative power. Local Government Act
gives you the
legislative power.
Legislative power?
Yes.
So, do you have a scheme of service?
Scheme of service, I think, under my leadership as the chairman of Establishment and Appointment Committee, my committee produced a scheme of service. Council they never got a scheme of services. Because when I came as a chairman of Establishment and Appointment Committee, I requested all these documents to the, at the time there was no Local Government Service Commission, but I request all these documents so that I will have guideline to know exactly how we will recruit. Because if you look at this section, like the Local Government Act, Section 33.
Please proceed.
Section 37 of the Local Government Act says, there shall be a Establishment and Appointment Committee, but that's a requirement. They have to recommend to its Local Government Service Commission. And at that time, there was no Local Government Service Commission.
Sorry. Mr. Ceesay, you said section what?
Section 37 of the Local Government Act. There should be a local government.
All right.
There should be an Establishment Appointment Committee, and they should recommend to its Local Government Service Commission for any disciplinary hearings, promotion, a lot of stuff. The section talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
You may proceed. I wanted to get this section.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, what you have appointed, have you had reason or cause to appoint people that were less qualified in a given position?
Yeah, well, council, under my leadership, I think, the council have never employed anyone, because at the time, 2018, when we came, when the file of the various peoples I mentioned in my report, which is Nuru.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So please, have you had cause to employ anyone who is not qualified or has less qualification than the position's requirement?
Do you see anyone that we appointed without qualification?
So, Mr. Ceesay, don't ask him questions. If you want clarification, you please ask him to clarify for you what he means.
No, unless he show me. But
can you listen to me?
Okay.
You don't ask him questions. You ask if you want the question to be clarified. He will do so.
Okay.
Because you have a right to ask him to clarify his questions.
Okay.
All right?
I apologize for that.
Thank you. Yeah. Councillor, you may proceed.
All right, I will proceed. So, yes, have you had cause generally to appoint anyone who is not qualified for a certain position? Has that come to your knowledge?
Yeah, unless you show me.
It's a question that I ask. You see, I believe you don't understand the rules.
No, of course, no.
Hear me out. You don't understand the rules, so That's why probably the commission deems it fit to give you latitude. But I ask you questions. Your answers can be yes, no, or I do not know. That will be helpful. You understand that? So have you had cause to employ anyone who has less qualification in a certain position?
I cannot remember.
You cannot remember. Now, in your statement, you had mentioned the appointments of Nuruddin Adams, Aissatou Fall, Sanjali, Yusufa Sala, and Babakar Jammeh. What can you tell us about their appointments?
Yeah, like I said, this was the first meeting of the council. I can remember when the matter came to our committee, because that was the first sitting. So we tasked the CEO to go ahead with it, because we, at the time, we cannot involve on ourselves that we don't know. That's why I wrote to Minister of Local Government.
Yes.
To provide us the guidelines of how appointments came and the structures.
Yes.
And I think, I pushed the ministry to set up the Local Government Service Commission at that time.
Now, in your statement, let me read, you said, on the appointments of Nuruddin Adams, Aissatou Fall, Sanjali, Yusufa Sala, and Babakar Jammeh, I can vividly remember that these appointments were presented to the Establishment and Appointment Committee in our first sittings by the Lord Mayor, Talib Ahmed Bensouda. And there was no job advertisement conducted for these positions. I recall that both Nuruddin Adams and Aissatou Fall were given grades that didn't match their respective qualifications. Was that what obtained on the ground?
I changed the statement.
You changed it now?
No, I changed it when I was amended.
Yeah.
I amended the old Joshua Councillor and the statement of by the Lord Mayor, Talib Bensouda.
So you said it before in your statement, but you now want to change it?
No, I told you. I told you since at the beginning.
No, yes, you now want to change. So why do you want to change it?
Yeah, because like I said, this was a statement when I was giving the statement. At that time, I did not swear. I did not swear. I just do it. It's a voluntary statement, but some of the things are there. Maybe I forget. But the reasons I recall that I want to remove Mayor, because Mayor is not a committee member.
We all know that.
Yeah. So Mayor is not a committee member.
Yes.
So I might be wrong to mention his name in that he submitted it to our committee. And for us, like I said, we did not do any formal interview for these people, and that is I stand by that. But I cannot confirm or put it in my statement that Mayor was in that meeting.
No, you didn't say that. Your statement, you did not say Mayor is a committee member. No, I'm just going by your statement. You did not say Mayor is a committee member. You never said that. You said the Mayor. Let me read. It's very important, and I read word for word what you have said, which you didn't deny saying in your statement, but you now change it, like you said. You said that these appointments were presented to the Establishment and Appointment Committee in our first sittings by the Lord Mayor. You didn't say he was present. The names were presented. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He presented it.
Now,
they presented it. It was presented by the Lord Mayor.
We are not quarreling. We are here.
No.
Why?
For me, I always talk loud because I want people to hear me clearly.
Why would you tell the investigators that the Mayor presented these names?
Council, you want to establish the fact, I believe.
See, again, probably it will be the last time I will tell you that you're not here to ask questions.
No, I'm not asking you questions.
No, just wait a minute. I would not hesitate after giving you latitude to make an application for contempt. I would not hesitate to do that. Answer the questions as you've been asked. Why did you tell the investigators what you wrote in your statement, that these names were presented to us by the Mayor?
Yeah, what I'm saying, I'm here to tell the truth. So I cannot say anything that is not truth. What I said, I cannot remember exactly. Mayor presented these things by himself. That's what I want that statement to be changed.
Why did you tell the investigators what you wrote in your statement? Why did you tell them that the appointments of Nuruddin, Aizadufal, Sanjali, Yusufa Sala, and Babakar Jambe, that I can vividly remember that these appointments were presented to the Establishment Appointment Committee in our first sittings by the Lord Mayor.
Yeah, this was a long time, so I tried to correct myself.
Are you aware that giving an information that is false to a public officer is an offense?
Public officer?
Are you aware?
Where?
Are you aware?
Where?
I'm asking you a question. Whether you are aware that if anyone gives a false information to a public officer is an offense?
Not to my knowledge.
You're not aware. Let me, Honorable Chairperson, may I guide the witness as per the criminal code in relation to the statement obtained from the witness by the investigators. Section 114 of the criminal code. It says, Madam Chairperson, and if I may read, false information to public servant. A person who gives to any public servant any information which he or she knows or believes to be false, intended thereby to cause or knowing it to be likely that he or she will thereby cause the public servant to do or omit anything which the public servant ought not to do, or omit the true or false state of the facts representing which the information is given were known to him or her, or to use the lawful power of the public servant to the injury or annoyance of any person, commits a misdemeanor and is liable on conviction to a fine of $500 or to imprisonment for a term of 6 months, or both fine and imprisonment. The witness has given a statement to the investigators. They are public servants, and the witness does not deny giving this statement. We have it on record that the witness has clearly said that I was not under oath. No, I'm not addressing you. I'm addressing the commissioners. I was not under oath at the level of the investigators. He didn't deny saying this to the investigators.
No.
Again, I am not addressing.
Okay,
when you're ready, you can.
Ceesay,
I apologize for that, please.
allow him to finish,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
Yes, so in no uncertain terms, we have it on record, we have it on audio, and we have it, it's a public hearing. And so, if it amounts to public, to giving false information, we would not hesitate to make an application that this matter be referred to the police for the witness to be arrested and prosecuted for giving false information. The other issue is the issue of perjury, which is not only in our laws, but in the criminal code as well, Honorable Chairperson, and I will beg the Commissioner's pardon to address them. It's on page 95, section 95, page 56 of the criminal code, cap 1001. It reads, a person who in any judicial proceedings or for the purpose of instituting any judicial proceedings knowingly gives false testimony touching any matter which is material to a question then depending in the proceedings or intended to be raised in the proceedings commits the misdemeanor termed perjury. It says, it is immaterial whether the testimony is given on oath or under any other sanction authorized by law, that the forms and ceremonies used in administering the oath or in otherwise binding the person giving the testimony. It is immaterial whether the false testimony is given orally or in writing. Every witness has an obligation, and for the avoidance of doubt, lastly, to determine who is a public, who falls within a judicial proceeding. It says at the interpretation section, Honorable Chairperson, on page 21, that the judicial proceeding includes any proceeding had or taken in or before a court, tribunal, or commission of inquiry. So that brings an end to my address to this commission. I will hold that the witness not denying saying this to the commission. If we go on with this, that we will make an application for the matter to be forwarded to the police, for the witness to be arrested and prosecuted for perjury. And unless there are other comments, we would not mind to proceed.
Your verification is noted. All right. Now, Mr. Ceesay, I believe the council is able to read us the laws which refer to making statements on giving statements to public officers, correct?
Yes.
And the consequence of not giving the right information or the truthful information. The issue is you give the statement and you are further given the opportunity to give oral evidence. And what I will not advise really, because it's your evidence that you are giving, but I'll just make a statement. So it is left for you to appreciate the statement or do otherwise. My statement is that you have a right to say one thing and then say another thing. And you have a right to give your evidence to the best of your knowledge and understanding. That is why you are given the opportunity, after writing the statement, to come here and you be asked on issues that have been captured in the statement that you have wrote. And I believe that when the investigators were taking your statement, they had asked you severally whether what you have written is what you believe to be the true account of what they have asked you. So it is important that the council refer us to the necessary law for us to appreciate what the law is saying. And we don't see the reason or otherwise to deal with the law, because we believe that you will give us what we want. That is, to answer the questions that are put to you to the best of your ability. Do you understand what I said?
Yeah, I understand 100%. When I came here,
yes.
I want to amend my statement.
Yes.
2 amendments.
Yes.
But I amended all those ones. There was no following question.
Yes.
Now I amended by the Lord Mayor of KMC.
Yes.
There's a question.
Mr.
So
Ceesay,
it's kind of funny to me, honestly.
No, wait. Just hold it. You have an opportunity of saying it's not your statement. That one is either a mistake or an omission or an error.
Yeah, but I said...
Yes,
okay,
but
sorry.
it is entirely within your purview to say whether the statement you made earlier on is a mistake or an error, or you did not recollect.
Okay.
For whatever it is, you understand, we will take your evidence, because this is the evidence you have sworn to give to the commission.
Okay, all right.
You understand?
But
so whatever you tell us in this commission, that is what we will consider as your evidence.
Okay,
all right?
What I'm saying...
If you wish to amend, you have stated that you wish to amend.
Yes.
And you've been interrogated on that. So you state what you wish to amend in the answers to the interrogation that is put to you. And then we will proceed on that.
Yeah, that's what I amend.
So now you just answer the questions. If you say you are amending that particular portion, you tell him that you are amending that particular portion.
That's what I cancel.
So I don't see any difficulty in answering his questions.
No.
Maybe you may not understand what his question is.
Course,
he will put it again to you so that you appreciate.
I understand.
Yes.
When I came here,
yes.
I changed I do two amendments, Old Joshua and by the Lord Mayor. These are the 2 things I changed.
Yes.
So I cannot establish things that is not accurate. So what I'm saying, I can fully remember at the time when I came, this was a long time ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So now I can remember that, I cannot say exactly whether mayor was there or not, or sorry, the application were presented by the mayor or not.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Councillor,
Mr.
have you
Council,
taken note? Sorry. Have you taken note of
Yes,
what he said?
I have.
That he said he could not remember
Yes.
whether the mayor gave him, sent him the instructions or not.
Yes.
And he wants to delete the name Lord Mayor
Yes.
from yes
Yeah,
from the statement.
Madam Chair, we would not advise the commissioners to delete the
No,
name.
no. I am not asking anybody to do anything. I am just relaying
what he
said
Yeah.
to you
Yeah.
for understanding.
Yes,
Okay.
I comprehend.
What the law takes care of is a known fact.
Yes,
So can we proceed?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Ceesay, was there a meeting appointing these people?
That's what I'm saying. For us, that was our first sitting. When the application came, these people were not interviewed. And I think that was very clear. This, the reasons we refer them to the management, because at the time we were new in the system. We were new. So, and we need to have guidelines to make sure that we also equip ourselves.
Was there a meeting where you appointed these people?
We refer them to the CEO.
So there was no meeting to appoint these people?
We refer them to the CEO.
Is the answer no?
We refer them to the CEO. The committee take a decision. We refer the matter to the CEO.
Do you have the referral? As the chairperson of the committee, we need the referral and the minutes of the meetings?
Yeah, unless you request it. I am not responsible to take the minutes. The
Now,
minutes is the responsibility of the clerk of
Chairperson,
council.
we are making an application for the witness to produce the file of the establishment committee and the specific minutes and referral of these appointments to the CEO.
Look.
Yes, please.
Yeah, what I'm saying, if it's this first meeting, there was a big complication in it. About this first meeting, because clerk was.
No, hang on. Let me just finish with the order, and then you can explain. My order. Upon application by Council, Mr. Habib M.L. Ceesay, as Chair of the Establishment and Appointment Committee, you are hereby ordered to produce the minutes of meeting appointing Nuruddin Adams and Sanjali, Yusufa Sala, Kumba, Babukar Jammeh, Aissatou Fall, which will contain the referral to the administration for their appointment. Yes. This is to be provided on or before the 24th of October 2024. I make no further orders.
As the Commission pleases. Mr. Ceesay?
Yes, sorry, let me finish with Mr. Ceesay. Yes, Mr. Ceesay, you were trying to...
Yeah, what I was trying to say, you know, for us when we came, our first meeting, you know, it is in the standing order of council, clerk of council should take all the minutes of the committee. So at the time, the then CEO instructed the HR manager to take the minutes. So I was, because when I was following the proceedings, I make sure that, you know, I want to find that, that minutes, our first minutes, but they could not able to trace it. So when I went to the clerk office told me at that time, you know, the standing order of council says clerk should take minutes of all the committee meetings, but the then CEO instruct HR manager to take to be the secretary of our committee. So there is.
Yes, since I asked you to elaborate on what you were saying, I want to be clear as to, was it via a resolution that the clerk is instructed to be taking notes?
That is
committees.
In our standing order of council.
So he is supposed to take all minutes, all the committees.
Exactly.
So please note that and bring the standing order.
Yes. Okay. All right.
For us to see. So, Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Were you, during this period, when you were referring the matter to the CEO, were you aware at the time that Nuruddin Adams, Aissatou Fall, have relationships with the mayor?
Yeah, well, at that time, not to my knowledge.
When did you know about this?
Yeah, it's just hearsay. But at the time, I wasn't. But you know, the reasons this point, I want to elaborate it more. After we have all the laws and we create all these things, my committee, we did an audit, staff audit. We recommend, is in that recommendation, that Aisha is not qualified to be a manager. I think that minute is supposed to be there. That minute, and the recommendations, I take the recommendation to General Council. So when I take the recommendation to General Council, because we are governed by the Local Government Act, the Local Government Act says any matters forwarded to General Council, the vote is simple majority. So I was outnumbered. But all the facts were there that Aisha, after the audit, I think, you know, I can tell a CEO or the clerk of council to provide that audit for you so that we give you that audit report. But the recommendation, my committee recommendation was, Aisha, to be honest, she can do the job, but on paper, because to be honest, when we provided the service scheme of council, we have direct entry and indirect entry. So, and for us, we work on the recommendations of the management. Unless there are certain special cases that, you know, for us, we see that, you know, this is a lapse, then we put it as an agenda item, we discuss it. But when we realize that, for us, our committee, after doing the audit, we find out that Aisha did not have the qualification, a certificate qualification, then we recommend. We recommend, because our committee can only recommend. We cannot just come and say, this is what will happen. The committee also don't have that power. Only General Council have that power. So when we recommend, then we go up to vote, then they vote me. So they attach a conditions to it and says, let Aisha go back to school and continue with this person. And for us as a committee chair, I cannot do anything because General Council is powerful than me.
Now, we will come back to that.
Okay.
We exhaust my question, and we come back to what you are saying now.
Thank you.
Raise some very important issues that we already know. The issue is, was it to your knowledge that these two have a relationship with the mayor? Is it a yes or a no?
Well, like I said, I always hear say, but I cannot.
It's a no?
Well, for me, because I don't know at that time, but I used to hear people saying that, they were working with mayor, but at that time, I cannot establish
Yes,
it.
and they confirmed it in their testimony in the commission here.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just telling you
Okay.
that if it was a rumor before, it's no longer a rumor because they confirmed it.
They confirm what?
That they have worked
Okay.
with the Lord Mayor.
Oh,
Now,
interesting.
it's in your capacity as the chairperson of the committee. That's why we're asking you.
Yeah.
You have mentioned in your statement, you said, I recall that both Nuruddin Adams and Ashud Fall were given grades that didn't match their respective qualification, which I challenged during our committee meetings. However, there was a General Council resolution to appoint Ashud Fall on grade 10 and Nuruddin Adams on grade 7.1.
Yes.
So you contested these appointments?
Yes, because when I start to receive the guidelines, for me, I'm a sub-shooter. So if I see anything that is not correct, I always raise my flag as a committee chair.
Yes.
So when I raise the flag that General Council, this guy did not get the qualification. So I give them either we recommend it to be a public relation officer that will match his qualification at that time. But at the time we did not check. But after doing the audit, we have all the files. We come with our recommendation.
Was there a position for a public relation manager before Ashud Fall was appointed?
Yes.
There was already a public relation manager.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe
Are
because
you
there
sure
was
or you're not sure?
Yeah, Fatu Silla was in that position, but it's budgeted. I don't know whether the person was there, but the position is budgeted.
Now, you will do yourself a favor if you just listen keenly and you answer the simple questions.
Okay.
Was there a public relations manager position before Ashud Fall was appointed? If you don't know now, we can give you time to verify.
Yeah, what I know, it is budgeted. So I don't know whether before we came, the public affairs manager was there, but it's budgeted. So I will.
Question.
Yeah, I can confirm it maybe next time. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah,
the question is not about budget.
Sure.
The question is about whether the position existed before the appointment of Ashud Fall, and you're the one to tell us.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you understand that? Now, one appointed in grade 10.1. and Nuruddin Adams on grade 7.1. But before their appointment, you had problems and you raised queries about their appointments.
There?
Before they were appointed, before you were overturned over General Council because of the numbers of the voting, which is democracy. Before that, you as the chairperson, you had objected to this appointment because they do not follow, they are not qualified for these positions.
Yeah, that was a long time. Maybe I forget.
No, it's exactly what you said. Huh? You said that you had raised the issue at the General Council.
Yes.
And then, like you said, let me repeat. I recall that both Nuruddin Adams and Ashud Fall were given grades that didn't match their respective qualifications, which I challenged during our committee meetings. However, there was a General Council resolution to appoint Ashud Fall on grade 10 and Nuruddin Adams on grade 7. So my point is, before they were appointed, you had challenged this to say this is not correct.
Okay, I called both.
I mean, you already said it in your oral testimony.
You have
already said.
Council. Yeah, me, to be honest, like I said, before we have the guidelines of the local government and stuff.
Can you just please kindly answer the question? I had heard. Okay. And the commission have heard you talk about before the guidelines, pre-2018, and the challenges you have faced. Now it's enough. Okay. Now we move to substantive issues, and we discuss issues. Okay. I am asking you. You have already said it, but I'm just asking you again that you had raised this at the committee level because you had problems with the appointment. Is that a fact?
Yeah, I told you I challenge these things to our committee meetings.
Yes.
there was a general council resolution that overpowered it.
Now, let me ask you, do you think their appointment for grade 10.1 and 7.1 is correct?
I know that the appointments of Isa, and I told you at that time, the appointments is not in line with the service scheme
So it's not correct?
we produce.
So is it correct?
It's not in line with the service scheme.
So that is, will I be fair to say it's not correct?
It's not in line with the service
It's
scheme.
not in line. Good.
It's
We
not
we will take that. Now, the other issues, turn to the next page. You know, Kan Mustafa Kani?
Kanjura, yes.
You know, Adama Jame?
Yes.
Did your establishment committee sit over these extensions, subsequent extensions of their contracts?
I'm not in support of his extension,
Okay, why is that?
both of them. But I think, for appointments of Kanjura, I want to elaborate more on that.
Okay.
When we came to 2018, it was an interim committee report that, we should maintain Kanjura and Maria da Costa. It was advised, this was advised by the committee and the then chairman, the interim chairman, Mr. Jambe. So when they brought this, I think this resolution was the first resolution that we passed, because at the time they were part of the interim committee and they able to pay a lot of debts for council. Then, it's good that, we maintain it.
Sorry, Mr. Ceesay. Clarify that. To pay or to recover a lot of debts?
Yeah, this was the first appointment.
Yes, that is what I'm
talking
saying.
about.
I said, do you mean to say recover a lot of debts for you or pay a lot of debts?
Yeah, they recover a debt.
Yes, that is what I'm saying, because you said they paid a lot of debts. So
Okay,
I want
maybe
to correct your evidence.
Yeah, you are right.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Because I don't want that
Yes,
to
you are
have
right. You are right.
conflicting
Yeah.
whatever in your
Thank
record.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
So proceed.
Yeah. So the interim committee recommended, we keep both Kanjura and Maria da Costa. So this were guiding the mayor. So they are technically advising him of some of the things that they found on council and the interim committee report. So when they bring this matter to general council, all of us approve it willingly, all the council members, because we see that this is genuine. We are just new and we need someone to guide us. Okay, but when the contracts finish, they bring the contract back again. For me, I did not support it. And yes, I did not support it. Because I feel that, I think, for us, council also, we also have to move. Hence, we know a lot of things. Then, it's better now we all find a way.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, what I mean, I think it's better. For me, the people of Joshua Ibo Town, they don't want to extend the contract of Kanjura.
Why?
Because I have my basis. Before I'm extending the contract, what will be his specification, his TOR, exactly? What is the portfolio, exactly? So I study all those things and I know exactly, this was my opinion at council.
And these things were not clear?
No,
Correct? And is it the same with Adama Jame as well?
For Adama Jambe, I stood to general council, say that I'm not in support of the contract.
Why?
Because for me, if you go over to our committee meetings, I feel that young people also have to grow. I'm a big advocate for young people. I feel that if someone's contract expired, you give him 2 years. I believe it's enough.
Why was there a need to continue
So,
to
but
extend?
when,
Hear me out.
Okay.
Why was there a need to continuously extend their contracts? Do you know why there was a need?
Okay, all right. When I take the matter to general council to tell them that this contract should not be, they should not give him contracts, but the director of finance wrote that they need his service. So this brings conflicts because CEO is part of my committee, And at times, when we are talking about any department, we used to invite the director of that department. So when they came, they said, no, we are in need. And the person we identify at first, because I told them, there was a time when we invited them to our committee meetings. I told them that, look, all the people that are due for retirement, please, I want management to plan a succession planning for all of them. But after the succession plan was failed, and which I think, the management have to be responsible. It's not my fault as a policy maker.
Mr. Ceesay, we will want to see the minutes where these things. Yes. Please.
Yeah, I think all those minutes. But most of the time, I'm not in support of.
Noted, because these observations and objections you make should be contained in your minutes. I will refer you to one of the minutes that I want to ask you a question on. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, I believe the witness has to bring a lot of documents. Number one is in relation to the Establishment Committee file, which we do not have, and the minutes for these appointments, for the names that he had mentioned in his own statement, for Nuruddin Adams, Aissatou Fall Sanjali, Yusufa Sala, and Babakar Jame. And then we will take it up from there.
Okay, thank you.
Unless there are questions from this.
Yes, I just have one question, because it's already 4 o'clock. You do recall, Mr. Ceesay,
Yes.
that meeting number KMC/GCM/06/2019, to be specific, 24th of September 2019. You raised an issue about the GIS. What was the problem? This, I am making reference to an already admitted council resolution.
Is a minute
It's a council resolution.
about the GIS?
Yes. The councillor for Ibo Town / New Joshua Ward said, and I quote, I'm reading from paragraph 4.2. Okay. This document is already admitted in evidence.
Okay.
It says he could vividly remember members asking for the status of the finance of the GIS project. Remember that?
Yeah, GIS. Unless I see the minutes, then I could able to know. But I know this GIS was a project from the central government, I think, from the Ministry of Information.
Yes.
Yes.
So
at times, the way we see things, and at times, so maybe that was my contribution at General Council.
No, that was not your contribution alone.
Okay.
You, based on what is contained in these minutes, you highlighted fundamental issues. Issue of the resources that are not being put to good use.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a talkative. I attack everybody if I feel that,
Mr. Ceesay, personally, I will commend you, because in as much as you are like this, but you have your views and you maintain them. And one of them is here. You understand? Evidence don't lie. Right?
Yes.
So what was the issue about the GIS project, which you know and you raised?
Yeah, like I said,
at the council meeting.
I always emphasize that there should be a transparency and accountability for anything we are doing.
Exactly, this is the question I'm asking you. So you tell us.
Yes.
We were not there, you were there.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I always emphasize at General Council, less process be followed, less standard be made, we are elected by the people and answerable to the people, and we are elected to address the needs and aspirations of our people. We are not just elected to come and sit and calling you. I don't even like people to call me honorable, because I'm a servant of the people. So if we see that these things are not in the best interest of our people, and we want to know where they spend the money, we want to know. Is it genuine or not? Whether the GIS was necessary or not. You know, just have to come to and approach everything without doing feasibility study, without knowing the ground. That because a fund is there, you want to push the fund. So these are the things that I always emphasize. So I even forget about the topic. To be honest, I cannot recall it that much. But basically, that were the things
no,
that
we will come back to the details of the GIS based on the records we have, and then you will clarify a lot of issues for us.
Okay, thank you.
So that we understand what happened to the resources
that
were put in and what went wrong.
Thank you.
So I believe it's a convenient point to stop.
Thank you.
Council, he is to go and provide the information.
Yes, by tomorrow.
Yes. So, Mr. Ceesay, we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We may rise.